Hey guys, it's been 2 weeks since I haven't released a custom build, so here is my new 3D printed puzzle of the Tetraxis. So this is the Tetraxis. I think it looks kind of cool. The face patterns are something I really like about this. Now what this puzzle is actually a deep cut helicopter cube turned into a tetrahedron. This is actually a Master 24 cube. And that implies that these tiny corners here are very, very small. And this is why this puzzle doesn't spin that well. Now it's reasonable, I mean the turning is okay, but it catches a lot, as you can see for example here. And, well, it's kind of loose because I didn't tension it properly, but that's just a mistake. Now, the reason why it catches a lot is because of those tiny triangular pieces. Now, on a 24 cube, it's hard to get this puzzle right because of those tiny pieces, and because they have very little space for the mechanism. Let me see if I can get one out of the way right there. Now, if you look closely, let me see if I can focus on that. Alright, you can see that the mechanism is very small, and I actually put 2 layers of hooks towards the outside, 2 layers of hooks right there. That way it would be more stable. So the piece looks complex, and that's because it is. And these parts are so small that I had to put small fillets as well. Hence why this puzzle doesn't spin that well. Now let me show you how it turns once I've put this back. Perfect. Let me show you how this puzzle turns. So the first thing you need to know is that since this is a helicopter cube, well, equivalent at least, it jumbles. Now, let's see if we can find symmetries. Now, this is the center of rotation right there. So we need to find symmetries that, well, around this this axis that goes through this piece right there. So as you can see, this here is symmetrical to that. So if I move it like this, I think, slightly more, then it can jumble right there. So that's the first type of jumbling that you can see here. And obviously you can turn it around the cube right there. And here you could potentially turn it even more in other directions. Now, let's move it back to where it was. Let's move on to the second type of jumbling. So here I can see a big symmetry right there with this side, which means if I replace it like that, then I will be able to turn it like this. So this whole section right there is gonna jumble, so that's kind of cool. Again, catching a lot. Perfect. Okay, so and then you could actually turn it in multiple other directions like this. For example, you get the jumbling that I showed you earlier, and this little part here. Which is kind of cool. Alright, so let me bring it back to where it was. Again, this puzzle is kind of catchy, and I think that the fact that it's kind of loose does not help at all. So let's bring it back to its original shape. Oops, that's where it was catching. Okay, perfect. And now there's one more type of jumbling, if I'm not mistaken, because I think I saw another symmetry somewhere around there. This whole part right there is symmetrical with this one. So, if I move it right here, then I'll be able to turn this side as well. Now, something that's kind of cool as well is, okay, it's not with that type of jumbling, it's something else. So, it was with the other type of jumbling, the larger one, I think. Okay, it's if I move it in this position right there, and jumble it like that, then I get this whole face back to how it was, and I can keep jumbling it the other way around. And if I'm not mistaken, I get this cool kind of pattern where this is flipped 180 degrees. I think I lost focus right there. Where this is flipped 180 degrees, but the whole puzzle itself is in the right shape. So I'm gonna bring that back to its original shape, just like before. Oof, I think I made a mistake. So, like this, like that, then like that. Okay, I'm getting used to the turning. It's still catchy, but it's getting okay. So Well, that happens with most 3D printed puzzles. At first, you really don't know how to turn it, and then it gets better with time. So, and also, I only showed you the types of jumbling, but I didn't really show you the helicopter turns. So here you've got one helicopter turn, like that. You could also have the opposite helicopter cube turn. So that's 180 degrees. That's not jumbling, that's just shapeshifting. I'm catching somewhere right there. Okay. And technically, I could still move it here, since that's just a helicopter cube. That's where the shapes get kind of cool. I think that's just like scrambling a xenomorphics, if I'm not mistaken. For those who have one, could you please confirm? I think that's pretty much how the xenomorphics works. It's like a 3x3, except it's like a mastermorphics but fissured. So technically this is something you could do on a xenomorphics. Alright, so then I could turn it like that and start jumbling it, because I still haven't started jumbling it right now. But I'm not going to do that because I would scramble the whole puzzle and I do not know how to get that one back together. So I'm just going to put it back to its original shape, the tetrahedral shape, right there. 180 degree turn here, and final turn right there. Slightly catchy. Here we go. So this was the Tetraxis. I hope you guys enjoyed this puzzle, and if you enjoyed the video as well, please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've also got my social networks in the description below, and I will see you in the next video.